And welcome back to my solo deadly playthrough. I decided to go ahead and record post-commentary for this rather than just kind of going as I go. That way I can speed up through the slower turns. So this is the second scenario in the game, Barrow Lair. It is a boss fight, and you have to kill all enemies along with the boss in the second room. So in this first room, I've got a couple archers to deal with. Get a miss on turn 1, that's pretty nice. And mostly I just set up. So I pulled that first archer in. These traps stun. Unfortunately, they don't deal any damage. I would love it if they did damage, but I'm able to stun one of them and get my immovable phalanx set up. So now all of my brutes' move actions can be attack actions instead. There is a really interesting bug. I believe it's when you're using a horned helmet. You can move and attack. So if you have a move 3, you could use 2 of those movement hexes, and then you would be able to attack for 3 as well. And at first I thought that was just a brute mechanic, and I actually thought that brute was completely an S tier class. And then I started playing this solo challenge, and I wasn't able to move and attack with immovable phalanx, as the name would suggest. And the challenge all of a sudden got a lot harder than I expected it to. So I did attempt this a couple times and not make it all the way through, and so I went back and got a little bit of extra gold. So I tried first with just the 135 that you get from creating a level 8 character, but it wasn't enough for me. So I don't remember how much extra gold I got, but it wasn't a ton. I didn't get any enhancements, so I just bought some good items. And I do have Prosperity 8 shop. I don't have Prosperity 9 on this. Well, I've never gotten a Prosperity 9 before. That's retiring way too many characters for me. But I just love the way the brute gets all of his move to attack to, move to attack to, and then with immovable phalanx you can just layer damage in. And then balanced measure is one of my favorite cards in the game. I absolutely love the brute class. I kind of feel like he almost gets a little bit more hate than he should from some like tier list videos and stuff like that, because mostly just because of the balance measure card. That card is so much fun, and I lose it here. That is that is completely depressing, and you know, I really thought about just resetting right here, because balance measure is basically what my entire strategy is built around. The way it works is you can, if you use the bottom of it, you can move a number of hexes equal to the amount of damage you have dealt so far in the round. And so if you do something like Frenzied Onslaught and attack for 8 on the top, and then use a bottom to attack for 4 or something like that, and then a Ring of Brutality to attack for 6 on the top, and then a Ring of Haste to use balanced measure, you get an attack for 20. And so that was what my plan was, to come up to this boss and get an attack for 20 or something ridiculous like that, and use a long spear to hit both him and the archer. And that did not work out for me. I lost my balanced measure. So it is going to make this scenario much more tense and maybe a little bit more fun because I don't just get to basically one-shot him. So now we can see the boss. He has several different things he can do. I go ahead and use my Ring of Brutality here, since I'm not going to be able to get a super broken balanced measure combo. And I went ahead and hit both of these targets just so that I would disarm them, because I didn't want to take a lot of damage. I got pretty lucky in getting one of those curses out and my regular miss. The brute does not get remove negative scenario effects, and this scenario does give you 3 curses. So my brute will be missing a lot, so it's really nice to get 2 misses out there. But other than that, we can now see that the bandit commander is doing his signature move, and that is moving to open doors. So these 4 doors in this room are locked. They can only be opened by the bandit commander, but when he does, it unleashes the living corpses that are in there. The bandit commander can also summon living bones, which is very annoying. But I'm standing still. I'm right where I want to be, right in the thick of things, so I can just get a bunch of attacks out with my immovable phalanx. Luckily, I was faster than both of them, and I drew 2 of these add targets, so this would have been a great turn to Ring of Haste my balanced measure, if I still had it. But I get to lay a bunch of damage into the boss, already down to 17, and I have options here. I could go for a Ring of Haste and get a little bit more damage. I do have my Quietus up, and that gives me +1 to all of my attacks. And so I do decide to go ahead and go for that because I can use Hook and Chain, which gives you a move 4 and then attack for the number of hexes that you moved. Well, it's going to be an attack for 5 since it gets +1, and then this attack for 0 turns into an attack for 1, and I get a +1. So nice 2 damage. Worth something. It's worth something. I could go invisible here, and that way this archer wouldn't immobilize me, but since the boss wasn't attacking, I didn't want to use my invisibility to just prevent the immobilize. And unfortunately, the boss is going to open this second door. Ooh, and I get crit. That is some bad luck. And then, since I'm immobilized, I can't do anything. Oh, maybe I hadn't been immobilized the previous turn. I knew that I got immobilized there, so spoilers, I guess. Hurts to lose Provoking Roar. It's my fastest card. It's my only card that is faster than all of the Archer cards. But luckily, Living Corpses are pretty slow on average. Bandit Commander is moving and opening the next door. So if I cannot kill him before he does that, this will probably end up being a loss. Now, this is the 32 speed card on the Living Corpses where they just attack what's right next to them. So I got lucky in that they weren't moving and attacking. But if they had been moving and attacking, there's another curse. If they had been moving and attacking, then they would have gone slower than by 41, and I would have just gone invisible. So, doesn't end up helping or hurting. Other than they do make themselves suffer a damage, which is nice. So I need this to kill the boss. And I do barely get the kill. So I don't have to worry about him opening that third door. Once he opens that third door, that's when this scenario becomes really, really sketchy. Now, I would love to kill this archer here. And then I really need to kill the elite Living Corpse. I have a couple of one-shotting tools available for these white Living Corpses. I've got Fatal Advance, which just kills a target, and I've got Quietus, which will kill a stunned target. So all I have to do is get rid of this archer first, because archers are annoying. I don't think I should have pushed here, but it's not the worst decision. The push does give me a damage, but I could have just hit with Skirmishing Maneuver instead of having to move here. There is one benefit to moving, although I think I should have moved to a different square. No, I definitely should have moved to a different square because my priorities here should be to kill this archer and then kill the elite. So if I had ended 1 hex higher, then I would have been able to move 4 and then attack. Well, I would have been able to move 3 and then attack that Living Corpse for 4. The elite Living Corpse for 4. But I messed that up a little bit, and now is as good a time as any to go invisible, because I'm probably dying 3 times to the 3 attacks that would be coming at me. So, just need to go slower than them. This isn't guaranteed slower, but I believe their 91 card, it just has them move without attacking. Say goodbye to the Mind Thief. Worked really hard in this scenario, tried its best. I want to hide away from these white Living Corpses and just wail on this elite. Any damage onto these white corpses is most likely just wasted damage. But luckily I was slower than everything since I was invisible, and they didn't get to hit me. Skirmishing Maneuver is a really good card, being able to attack for 6. I definitely considered saving it and not losing it. It's also my fastest card, and it's the only card I have that outspeeds their 32 speed attack, melee, and push. But there were other things that I would have liked to lose less. I didn't want to lose this Frenzied Onslaught, and I didn't want to lose Quietus. Yay, finally get a crit for 2 damage. That's definitely the downside about this build with the Brute, is that you're not ever hitting hard unless you're going for that big balance measure, which once again would be, this would be another turn where a balance measure bottom would have done a lot of work for me. I would have been able to attack for 10 or so, but get a very, very nice -1, so I survived that. I guess I could have used my health potion so that I wouldn't have been poisoned, but then I was going to be poisoned again. Here's their 91 speed card, where all they do is damage themselves, so that is always great to see. Means that pretty much anything will kill this guy. Even if I miss here, that wouldn't be the end of the world. I think I still have one curse card left in my deck, but it doesn't come out. So now I just need to kill these guys, and they go faster than me. So I am dead. That's definitely the downside to this brute build that I'm going for. It is all offense all of the time. There's basically no defense. There's no positioning. It is just, I'm going to play my cards and I'm going to try to kill you. But this is one of my favorite combos ever. You go really slow with Unstoppable Charge and you use Quietus to kill a target, and then you short rest and you go really fast and you use Quietus to kill a target. So, and I had two different options here. I had Fatal Advance or Quietus. So either one, the only thing I needed is to go faster than the corpses, which was very close. I'm not sure if their 32 speed card is a shuffle or not. I do not know that, because if it is a shuffle, then I could have lost there. I had a 1 in 8 chance to lose. If it's not a shuffle, then I had guaranteed one. But that is the Barrow Lair with the Brute. Next, I am going to be going for the Enoch's Encampment with the Cragheart. So like and subscribe if you like this content, and come back to watch that next one. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks.